as a digital system using TDMA for communication purpose. That is, going on to the principle, GSM is used for mobile communication. It is widely used in mobile technology in the world, and the principle of GSM was developed as a digital system using TDMA for communication purpose, and this GSM digitizes and reduces the data to be sent. By doing so, it has a higher data rate also. So this global system for mobile communication, it digitizes the data and reduces the data which is to be sent, and by doing so, it has the high data rate also. So it was developed as a digital system using TDMA for communication purpose. It digitizes and reduces the data, and so it has a high data rate also. And the system architecture, it basically consists of three parts. That is block diagram for GSM network. It basically consists of three parts. That is mobile station, base station subsystem, and network subsystem. Here the mobile station consists of the SIM and mobile equipment, and here the base station subsystem consists of BTS, that is base station transceiver, and base station control, that is BSC, and here network subsystem consists of MSC, which is the central unit of this network subsystem, MSC, that is mobile switching center, HLR, that is home location register, VLR, that is visitor location register, EIR, that is equipment identification register, and AUC, which is nothing but authentication center. This MSC is connected to a public switch telephone network. So here it consists of three main parts. First one is the mobile station, second one is the base station subsystem, and third one is the network subsystem. So this mobile station consists of a mobile MS which communicate with, that is a mobile station, communicate with this base station subsystem via a UM interface. This UM interface is usually a radio interface. This mobile station, that is MS, communicate with this base station subsystem via this UM interface, and this UM interface is nothing but a radio interface. And this, here we can see an ME, it's mobile equipment, and this mobile equipment consists of radio transceiver, signal processor, and SIM, that is subscriber identity module, this SIM. So this SIM is inserted in this mobile equipment or simply mobile. So this ME, that is mobile equipment, consists of radio transceiver, a signal processor, and a SIM. And SIM is the SIM stores the mobile identification number of the subscriber. And here we have a base station subsystem. Now going on to the base station subsystem, it consists of base station transceiver, and this base station transceiver handles the radio interface with this MS, that is this base station transceiver is nothing but a tower. So this handles the radio interface, that is we can see here a UAM interface with the MS, that is the mobile station. So this handles the radio interface with the MS, and it consists of transceiver, both for transmission and reception. So it is known as base station transceiver, BTS. So, and here in base station subsystem we have a BSC. So this BSC provides the control function and physical connection between MSC and the mobile station. So here we have a mobile station MS, and this mobile station is connected to this mobile switching center via a BSC. So this forms a control function, that is base station control. So it has a control function, and it forms a physical connection between this MSC, that is mobile switching center, and mobile station, that is here our mobile MS, mobile station MS. So this BSC forms a physical connection between this both mobile station and network subsystem. And here a number of base stations are connected to a single MS. Here we can see there are base stations are in two in number. So a number of base stations are connected to a single MSC. And here a number of base station transceiver are controlled by single BSC. So here two number of base station transceiver are controlled by a single BSC. And the communication between BSC and MSC is through A interface. Here we can see A interface, and the communication between the base station transceiver and base station controller is through ABIS interface. ABIS interface. This is usually a microwave interface or optical interface on this ABIS interface. So the communication between this mobile station and this base station transceiver is through UM interface, and this base station transceiver and this base station controller is through ABIS interface, and the base station controller and to the MSC is through A interface. And here we have a network subsystem also. So they provide connection to the cellular network and PSTN, and it is responsible for control service like or handoff, roaming, etc. And the main element of the network subsystems are MSC. Here we can see an MSC. The HLR, what it do is it stores the information of the subscriber. This HLR, here we can see an HLR, home location register, and this stores the information of the subscriber which belongs to the home location. So here we have an HLR. This stores the information of the subscriber which belongs to the home location. And here we have a VLR, that is a visitor location register, and it stores the information about the visiting subscriber. And here we have an authentication sender, and this database used for authentication activity of the system. And here we have an equipment identification register. It provides security by blocking calls of the stolen mobile, etc. And here we have a PSTN. So a call from this mobile station is given to a public telephone switching network like landline via this MSC. So this MSC switches the call from mobile station to PSTN. It is public switching telephone network. So here BTS is nothing but base transceiver station. BSC is nothing but base station controller. This mobile station consists of mobile phone, also known as mobile equipment, and SIM is nothing but subscriber identity module. HLR is nothing but home location register. VLR is visitor location register. AUC is authentication center. EIR is equipment identification register, and consists of three main parts as we have discussed: mobile station, base station subsystem, and network subsystem. This mobile station, that is MS, communicate using UM interface. This ME, that is a mobile equipment, consists of radio, that is our mobile, consists of radio transceiver, a signal processor, and a SIM. And the SIM stores the MIN, that is the mobile identification number of a user. And next is our base station subsystem. So this base station subsystem consists of BSC and BTS. This BTS handles the radio interface with MS, and it consists of transceiver. And the BSC provides a control function and physical connection between MSC and the mobile station. And the number of BSCs are controlled by single MSC, and the number of BTS are controlled by single BSC, and the communication between BSC and MSC is through A interface. And network subsystem, it provides connection between cellular network and PSTN, and it is responsible for call control, service control, handoff, roaming, etc. And the main element of this network subsystem are MSC, and other elements are HLR, which is home location register, which stores the information of the subscriber which belongs to the home location, and VLR, which stores the information about the visitor subscriber, and AUC, and this AUC is a authentication center, and this database is used for authentication activity of the system. And EIR, this is equipment identification register. This identifies how this database keep the track of equipment that exist in the network, and it provides security by blocking calls of stolen mobile or by preventing the use of network by unauthorized mobile. Now going into the GSM radio subsystem or radio accept and network accept of GSM. This GSM utilizes two bands of 25 megahertz, and which have been assigned for the system used in all member countries. So GSM has two bands of 25 megahertz and the two frequency band, that is 45 megahertz apart, which have been reserved for GSM. So this two frequency band are 45 megahertz apart. So GSM usually have two bands of each of 25 megahertz band, and which have been kept aside or which have been aside for the system used in all member country. And the two frequency band, this two 25 megahertz band are separated, or this two frequency band are 45 megahertz apart and have been reserved for this GSM. And this two 25 megahertz band are 45 megahertz apart. And the first 890 to 915 megahertz for uplink. And the first band, that is 890 to 915 megahertz, was for uplink, that is subscriber to base station, and 935 to 960 megahertz for downlink, that is base stations to subscriber. So first band was 890 to 950, which was for uplink, that's from subscriber to base station, and second it is from 935 to 960, and this is for downlink, that is for base station to subscriber. This is an important point, that is uplink range and downlink range. That is from subscriber to base station is the uplink, and from the base station to the subscriber is the downlink. So this is an important range which we have to remember. That is 890 to 915 megahertz is the uplink range of GSM, and 935 to 960 is the downlink range of GSM. And here each of this 25 megahertz band is divided into 125 single carrier channel, and this channel have no guard bands, and each carrier is of 200 kilohertz. So each of this 25 megahertz band is again subdivided into 125 single carrier band or single carrier channel of 200 kilohertz. So each channel is of 200 kilohertz. That is, each of this band, that's 25 megahertz band, is subdivided into 125 single carrier channel. So single carrier channel, and this channel have no guard band, and this channel is of 200 kilohertz. This 200 kilohertz band is called as ARFCNS, that is absolute radio frequency channel number. That is, this is our ARFC, that is absolute radio frequency channel number. This ARFCNS denote a pair of forward and reverse channel which are separated by 45 megahertz. This ARFCN denote a pair of forward and reverse channel which are separated by 45 megahertz. So in each uplink and downlink, the band in each uplink and downlink band, there exists a guard band of 200 kilohertz. So this is about the radio link access and network access. So GSM originally used 25 megahertz cellular band set aside for all member countries, but now it is used globally in many bands also. And the 890 to 915 band was for subscriber to base station, and 935 to 960 band was for base station to subscriber transmission. And this GSM uses FDD and a combination of this TDMA and FHSK scheme to provide multiple access to mobile users. So this GSM uses frequency division multiplexing and a combination of TDMA and FHMA schemes to provide multiple access to mobile users. And the available forward and reverse frequency band are divided into 200 kilohertz wide channel called this ARFCNS. This is the ARFCNS channel. So the available channels are divided into 200 kilohertz wide channel, and this channel 200 kilohertz channel is known as ARFCNS. And each of the 8 subscriber uses the same ARFCN. So 8 subscriber uses the same ARFCN and occupies a unique time slot per frame, and it occupies a unique time slot per frame. This is about radio link access and network access of GSM. So this GSM, this is a GSM architecture. Here it consists of 3 parts, that is mobile station, base station subsystem, and network subsystem. And GSM support only voice operations on support another. This is important point, that the GSM support only voice operation. Data streaming, web browsing was not possible with the GSM technology. This is about GSM. First, we have discussed about the architecture. We have explained the various systems in GSM network, that is mobile station, base station subsystem, and network subsystem. And we have discussed the function of this network subsystems which have VLR, XLR, EAR, authentication center, AUC, etc. And afterwards, we have discussed about the radio link access in GSM. So it have 2 radio link, that is uplink and downlink, and each of 819 to 915 for subscriber to base station transmission, and 935 to 960 megahertz for downlink, that is base station to subscriber transmission. And each of this 25 megahertz band was again divided into 200 kilohertz channel, and this 200 kilohertz channels were known as ARFCNS.